Hi guys, so today we're going to learn about fractions by Ananya Gupta and Ananya Jagan.
What are fractions? Fractions are not whole numbers or integers, which means they are not whole numbers. Fractions have two parts: numerator, how many parts you have; denominator, how many total parts. You can see from the picture that the 10 is the numerator and the 18 is the denominator. In the picture, you are selecting 10 out of 18. These are the three types of fractions. Proper fractions, we are going to learn about that. Improper fractions, which from the name you probably can see what it means. Not proper. Mixed fractions are a mix of whole numbers and fractions.
Okay, so from looking at the picture, you can see, here's fractions 1 by 2 to 1 by 8. There are many more than just these because you can go into millions and billions. It just depends on what you're dividing, and that's the more smaller. So basically, this is 1 by 2, and this is like the whole block because 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 is equal to whole, which we'll be learning more in this video about how to add them if you're not quite sure. And then 1 by 3 is 3 parts divided. So this is one whole block, and then you're dividing it into 3 portions. So the denominator tells basically what you're dividing something by, and the numerator just tells like what you're dividing. For example, this is 1 by 3, so it'll be this whole portion it's in. So same with 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 5, 1 by 6, 1 by 7, and 1 by 8. But there are many more than just these, of course.
Simplify fractions. To simplify a fraction, you have to find a number which can divide both numerator and denominator. You keep dividing until the fraction cannot be divided anymore. So instead of dividing, you can call it simplifying, like 12 divided by 2 would be 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then 16 divided by 2 is 8, and then 8 divided by 4 is 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So since you get 4, now I can divide 4 divided by 2, but I get 2. But I can't do 3 divided by 2 because 2 doesn't go into 3. So 2 can't be divided by 3.
Okay. Comparison of two fractions. So this one is the denominators are same. So when the denominators are same, let me show you guys. So when the denominators are same, just look at the numerators. If one numerator, for example, 5 is greater than 3, well, it's 5 by 8 is greater than 3 by 8 because both of the denominators are same, but the numerators are different, so that you can find which one's greater, 5 or 3, and 5 is greater. You can also look at the pictures, but sometimes drawing the pictures when you have bigger amounts is not helpful. Like say 1 by 100 or 3 by 100, then it would be kind of hard. Like you can't draw 100 pieces. Then you have to know this rule to find out which is larger. This is the greater than sign. So when the numerators are same. So when the numerators are same, I think you just take a look at the denominators for now, but it doesn't work in all cases, I think. But if the numerators are same, so for example, it's 1 and 1, then you look at 4 and 2. Well, here's something that most people do a mistake of. They think that 4 is greater than 2, so 4 would be greater than 1 by 2. But that's actually wrong because 2 just tells how many parts. So one part would be greater. So then 1 by 4 means you're dividing into 4 parts, which is even more smaller, if you see what I get. So if you see what I mean. So then denominators are different, and I think this one doesn't match with this picture, but that's fine. So when the denominators are different, this is just the formula of how you do it, but it's not exactly like matching to the picture. But anyways, the formula is that you first find something that you can like do. For example, this 3 and the threes table, 6 is one of them. So you do 3 times 2. And then this one they did times 3 on the top, times 3 times 8 times 8. So then, because that's just a simple rule, because 3 and 8 in the table, they both have 24. So we got 24 as the denominator, and we just multiplied it, so it's 3 by 24 plus 16 by 24. You don't just quickly do them. You have to make sure the denominators are same. For example, this picture. So how you do that is you do 2 times 6. You just same with the numerator, so that'll be 4 by 6. And 4 by 6 is greater than 2 by 6. So 2 by 3 is greater. And also the picture also shows you.
Adding fractions. So to add fractions, your denominator has to be same. So it doesn't have to be same in every kind of fraction, but if it's not the same, then you will know how to make it. So first we're just gonna learn about how to add the simple fraction. So for example, in this picture, we see that 3 out of 5 plus 1 out of 5. So that's equal to 3 plus 1. So the denominator has to stay the same, and you have to add the denominator. So I get 4 out of 5 because 3 plus 1 is 4, and the denominator is supposed to stay the same. So you can show this calculation in a diagram. So that can be a way also. So subtracting fractions is the same also. You just have to subtract, like 4 out of 5 minus 2 out of 5, and that would be 2 out of 5. So that's how you do it.
Okay, so now we're going to learn about adding fractions if the denominator is not same. And this slide we did adding fractions when the denominator is same, so it becomes a little easier for you to get the idea. But now we're going to do when the denominator is not same, because those are like some like hard questions you'll get when you're a vacant. So adding fractions with unlike denominators. So say if you had this problem, which we saw before, but we're just going to do it again. So then we have 1 by 8 plus 2 by 3. So then you know that 8 and 3 are not same, but you cannot do anything to 3 multiplied by some number to get 8. So then why don't you see what's like first in their tables both together? So you know that 3 times 2 is 6. 8. So 3 times 2 is 6, then 6, then 9, then 12, then 15, 18. After 18 comes 21, then 8 is 24. So then with 8, you can do the same thing. 16 and then 24. So 24 both comes in their table first. So then you find what you can do to get 24. So 3 times 8 is 24, and 8 times 3 is 24. So then you do the same. We're just going to look at this one for now, since we don't get confused by mixing them up together. So for 1 by 8, you do 3 times 8 and 3 times 1. So if you look down here, which don't focus on this portion yet, just focus on this one. So 3 by 24 would be your outcome. And then for number 2, for 2 by 3, you would do times 8, and then same with the bottom times 8. Well, you're not supposed to actually make 2 24, you're supposed to do with the denominator only. So 3 times 8, you just did the same on the numerator to make them both equal. Oops, sorry guys. So then you have the outcome is 16 by 24. Which you can, to check this actually, you can simplify them both, which we learned in some last slides, that you can simplify them, and then you should get these answers. So see if you're correct. So it's a fun way to check. And then when you add them, you should get 19 by 24, and same with this one, just start doing the same way here. Okay, next slide. So
subtracting fractions. So to subtract fractions is the same as adding them, instead you subtract. So remember, So let's do these problems together. So if the I'm just going to say the sentence first. So if the denominator is not the same, use the same way as adding but subtract. So okay, so since you have 3 out of 14 and 1 out of 14. So let's see. So 3 minus 1 is 2. And remember the denominator has to say the same. That's 2 out of 14. But we can simplify it. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. And 14 divided by 2 is 7. So you would get 1 out of 7. So the next questions I think you guys should do on your own, but I'm just going to do the next 2 questions and you guys can do the rest on your own. So 9/11 minus 6/11. So I shouldn't do it by 11 minus 11. The denominator has to stay the same. So 3 out of 11. So I would get 3 out of 11. But can we simplify it this time? No, we can't simplify it because 3 does not go into 11 and we can't go down, and 3 and 11 don't have the same multiples, so we can't simplify it. So for this, we get 9 minus 9, and we get 0. So 0 out of 14. And since 0 can't go down, it has to be 0 out of 14. So I suggest you guys to do the rest on your own.
We'll give you like seconds to so that you can understand the problems and remember them. So we'll give you a few minutes. Okay, let's move on now. So this is now multiplying fractions. Since subtracting fractions is basically unlike denominators, it's basically the same as doing adding fractions, but that's you minus them. So we're not going to go over that because we think you guys understand it. And pause the video if you don't and go back. So now we're going to learn about multiplying fractions. Unlike adding and subtracting, in multiplying fractions, you have to multiply both the numerators and denominators. So this time there's no rule actually that you have to follow. Just multiply both of them. For example, here you go. For example, 3 by 5 times 10 by 8. You're just multiplying them, so you just do 30. So 3 times 10 is 30, and then 5 times 8 is 40. So then multiply the denominators. And here's what you can do on your own, just a little challenge problem. I know this should be easy for you guys, but 4 by 5 times 2 by 3, it equals to what? So I'm gonna help you out. So I'll do this interactive. So 4 times 2 is 8, and then 5 times 3 is 15, so it'd be 8 by 15. Also, for this one, if you're saying that we can simplify it, we should, because you can do them by 3, but why don't you try by 10? Whenever there's a 0, you can do it by 10 or 5, which 10 is larger than 5, so you'll get a bigger outcome. So in this, you divide it by 10, which is 3 by 4, and you can't divide that anymore.
Multiplying fractions by whole numbers. So, Ananya, can you go to the before slide? I just want to add on.
Okay, sure.
So there is another way. Also, you can multiply fractions. So it's your choice what way you want to do. My way is this becomes more easier. So if you find something like multiply-ish, if 5 goes into 10, you find something like that, or 8 and 4 on the cross level, then you can actually simplify it. So you can make the 5 into a 1 and 10 into 2. So then you would do 3 times 2, and then that would become 5. And you would do 1 times 8, and 5, that would become 5 eighths. So that's a simplified way. That's the most simplified way you can do. So that can be one also.
That's a great trick.
multiplying fractions by whole numbers. So you can say that 3 is equal to 3 once. So you would have to do like, if 3 times 3/4, then you would make 3, and you would put a line and you would put 1 down.
Because like you can't just do it automatically without having a denominator.
Yeah. And you can't just do like 9/4. So what you do is you put a line and then you put 1 down. So then you do 3 times 3, and that is 9. And then,
so you basically just do what we did on this side.
yeah,
Because you got 3 by 1.
But if you get a whole, then you just put a 1 down.
Yep. So let's see. So here's some problems. I think that's it. So here's some problems for subtracting fractions, adding fractions with like denominator sheet. So here's what you guys can do. I'm gonna let you guys do a few, just do like a few of these problems, and we'll give you a few seconds to look at the screen, or you can take a picture of the screen. So we'll give you a few seconds.
You can also pause the video.
Yeah, that would be good because we're only giving 10 seconds, and 10 seconds is not that much to solve everything.
And remember, you don't have to do all of the questions. You just have to do maybe a row in each picture.
Okay, guys, I give you 10 seconds and pause the video to solve them. So I hope you enjoy this video. Bye. See you next time.
Bye.